All right, go ahead. Kick it off.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pocket Change. Just so you know, I'm in another remote, secure location, doing this from the Airbnb on the beach. It looks really
Secure
washed
Look
out.
has joined a witness protection program. Um,
Yes, protecting my wit. So,
all right.
another week, another dollar. Welcome back. My name's Jefferson, and I'm joined by my co host, Joel. Joel, how's it going?
It's going good. How about y'all? I didn't hear anybody answer.
No, no one
Yeah,
answered.
you.
I
How's
said
it
it was
going?
going good to start with. Man, you're confusing me. Thank God I'm pretty. I ain't real bright.
Oh, my goodness. A little bit of a headache tonight, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll try to keep this interesting for you. But I'm putting on my glasses a little bit, learning to wear them a little bit more. And now that I got a pretty up for you, since Ben's
Yeah.
decided we should do video.
I can wear I'm wearing my glasses today. They're not reflecting as much. When I sit in front of my big monitor, it's just like you can't see my eyeballs.
Yeah,
I
your
don't.
video, dude, is not the greatest. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the best we can do here. This video keeps going, it kind of blurs it all together and everything. So, hopefully, this will turn out all right for you ladies and gentlemen out there listening to us ramble on about reselling. But
Yeah, so it'll probably be a short one. We probably won't have the extra one this week because this isn't working very well.
how long are you going to be in the witness protection program? Just a week?
I'll be home Thursday.
Okay, so he's getting out of prison. No, I'm kidding. Getting out. He's he's getting his
I'm on
vacation through
vacation
Thursday,
starting on
ladies and
Friday.
gentlemen.
I'll be back home Friday morning. Spend Thursday here. Then I'm
So
going to
you're
work.
kicking it on the beach.
Yes, it's very nice. It's beautiful. Like you walk out of here and then you go past the pool and then there's the ocean.
I
It's
am curious.
Yes.
I have to ask this question. So, how many thrift stores are within a 5 mile radius of where you currently are?
Like seven. Sorry, looked it up. It's tomorrow's adventure.
I knew it. I knew he'd already looked it up, ladies and gentlemen. That's tomorrow's adventure. So we'll have that next week to figure out what he finds.
Tonight, after we done the podcast, I'm going to take my wife for a walk on the beach. And then that's like, long walks on the beach. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm kind of lazy, but walk on the beach anyway.
Sweet. So you're going for a walk on the beach, and then tomorrow you're going thrifting.
Yeah, that's the plan. Haven't told her yet. She's in the other room. So we'll find out. Today we're going
Yeah.
to have a nice lunch. Yeah, we went to lunch, seafood. It's cool. We're having a good time.
Sweet. Good, man. That's
That has
awesome.
nothing to do with reselling. So,
So
how
did you
was your
put
week
your
with
store
reselling?
on? Did you put your store on vacation hiatus?
I did, and I've sold three things since I put it on vacation on Friday.
Hey,
One a day.
sweet.
Sold a metal belt buckle, a hat.
That's awesome. I've been relisting some stuff. I took everything down, been relisting some items and everything, and it's good to do, ladies and gentlemen. You should be looking at your items. Honestly, I agree with the guy. I don't remember his name. I'm going to try to look it up, ladies and gentlemen. There is another podcaster who says that you should have everything mapped out. You should have everything mapped out on a day rotation. As to when it's going to click back over, and that every time you should look at your list as clicking back over and research the price every 30 days. I don't know if you need to do it every 30 days. Maybe that's just the best rhythm because everything relists on a 30-day basis.
Yeah, it seems like a
But
lot.
it does. It seems like a lot, especially when we were talking about last time. We were talking about you need 550 items at least. It seems like a lot, but I do get it. He's a full time reseller. You and I both are part timers. Um, but, it is interesting to me every time I take my stuff down and I relist it, how out of whack my pricing is. Yeah, your
Like you're
pricing.
way too high or way too low.
It could be either. Because some items, and some items are seasonal. Like right now, my coats are way too high.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going into the summer in most of the United States. Most of Europe, where we sell, South America and the Southern Hemisphere, but most of where we sell is going into the summer months. They're not looking for heavy winter coats.
Yeah.
So that's a course, but it's interesting to me that items like we talked about the other night, that some of those they fluctuate,
Yeah.
and it can be higher or lower. And of course, when you've got it listed too low and you realize it, you're like, oh no, I need to raise the price on it. So because you don't want to sell an item for less than its value.
But if it's been a month and no one's bought it, making it more expensive helps.
Well, interesting enough, yes, it does.
Okay.
It does. And here's why. It's just like you told me when we were first selling. I was like, no, I want to sell under. I want to sell undercut the competition so much, and I was undercutting the competition by like 20 and 30%, sometimes 50%, because I could, because a lot of the items I either had laying around or they were free. I didn't have any money wrapped in them, so I could have, say if it's a $20 item, I could list it for $10. I'm still coming out good, right? The problem was I wasn't selling it. As soon as I went and brought the price up to just about 10% under the median sale, it started selling. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it does make a difference. I mean, Ben's was like, I wouldn't do that. You want to bring it up? You want to be just here or just
Yeah.
there? And I didn't listen to him to start with, and I didn't sell nothing, thinking that I would go in and sell like crazy. It was interesting when I brought the prices more up to what eBay sells at or what they sell for, all of a sudden I started selling. So there's a tip for you, ladies and gentlemen. You want to make sure that you are looking at your prices, how they compare to everybody else. You don't want to cut too low because people think something's wrong with it. They think
And that
something's
makes
wrong with
sense.
the item, or you're being shady, or something along that line.
That
That's
makes
just our
sense.
mentality. That's our human mentality. So,
Yeah. If you see a Rolex watch for $1,000, you're assuming it's fake. You're not assuming the person found it, or it's hot, or it's stolen, or it could be
right.
anything. But there's definitely something reason why it's not worth what it should be worth. I agree. All right.
But of course, the items that you find you're too high on, you want to make sure you lower them because if you're too high on them, now the problem is I did find one item that I was too high on for right now. I was about, I think it was 9.5% off from where I should be. I was basically, because I like to aim 10% lower, and I was about 10% higher. The problem is, I went and looked, and I was like, here's a problem. It's one of those items that I did not do well sourcing on. And so if I drop 10% higher to 10% lower, I'm basically dropping 20%, and I really don't have that cushion there. So I went I dropped down just straight to the median to see,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
See what happens.
So that's where you get where you get crazy about an item and you're like, yeah, I really want this. I really want it. I could sell the crap out of this, and you pay too much.
It happens. I do it. So, you sell anything this week?
I have not sold anything this week, and I think it's because my items are building back up. I've only got like 10, 15 items out there right now.
Right.
So
So
I'm
the
building.
goal for us is to get ourselves to a good place for June 1st, right? That's our plan.
Right, correct.
I'm on vacation, so I haven't really listed anything new. I ended and sold similar, like 100 items, 10 a day, just so I had something fresh going on. But we'll see what happens. So,
Well, and I've been thinking about that because we talked about this last time. This is episode 41. We talked about it in episode 39. Should have been episode. Um, I don't. I think we got off on doing our auxiliary, but anyway, this is episode 41. Do what?
it was 39. Just go with
Okay.
it.
Anyway, so episode 39,
Podcast,
we talked about
podcast is a podcast.
June 1st. We're going to come back and revisit our goals and try to do our yearly goals in 6 months. So it's kind of a challenge for us. So you're right. We want to get in a good spot by June 1st. But I got to thinking, we need to go back and look at what we made over the previous 6 months and go ahead
Yep.
and take that off of our goal.
So $14.
$14. If all we've made is $14 in 6 months, we need to find something different to do.
Well, even this week, I only had it live for a couple of days. I made $150. So It's just a matter of I've got to get better items out there. Right now, what I have is all cheap, cheap, cheap stuff. They were easy to list, and I listed a bunch of them along with some more expensive stuff. I've pretty much sold through the more expensive stuff, and I just haven't this year. I've done a poor job of putting new inventory in my store. So when I get back to home Friday night, I'm going to fix up the garage, and then I've got a whole stack of stuff that I want to list, and then I'm going to start my YouTube videos. That's stuff I pulled out of the storage unit. Shoot that, and then take pictures of all that stuff, and then list it, and see how it does. So a good mix of stuff. I got some sneakers that I bought. They were like $50 a pair. That's what they comped out at. I don't know, Michael Cohan or Colhan or something. I don't know what they are. I got those when I went to the Trash to Cash Bash in January. They just threw them in the garage. So I grabbed that bag. And then I have a bunch of media, which is still cheap stuff, but sealed media that I want to get put up, and some VHSs. And then I have a bunch of die-cast cars, collector cars from Wix. Or there's the one that's worth the most is a Speed Racer car, the little monkey guy. It's worth like $100. All the other ones are worth like 30 to 50. Some STP cars. I bought them at a yard sale, so I'll get those out. We put some more like $40. So that's the thing we really need to get to. We need to get our average sale price profit to be $20. That's what I'm shooting for. I'm going to stop listing. I'm not going to stop listing, but I'm going to try to stop listing anything under $15 for sale. Now I have a bunch of metals and the belt buckles that I sold, and I have a whole huge box of Christmas CDs. It'll be like $5 CDs, which I'm going to list those at Christmas because I must have sold like 60 of them last year. I paid 10 cents a piece for them, and they sell from $5 to $10. So I keep saying I want to get my average sale price up, but I have to work through the inventory that I bought already, and there's some other stuff that I have that I just got to wait and get it. Start in the front of that storage unit and work my way to the back. Whatever the average sale price is of that stuff, I'll let it go. But going forward, anything else I pick up, I'm going to ignore smalls because I got plenty of smalls already, and only buy things that I can make a $20 or more profit on, and then try to get those items out there. It's the same amount of work for a $4.95. Well, not really, but it is as a $25 thing, right? Same amount of pictures and stuff like that.
Good.
So why waste your time? Why waste your time?
It is the same amount of work, regardless. Let's take it back there. Predominantly, 95 to 99% of the time, it's the same work. Yeah. If you get lucky, there are some items, because I was saying, well, some of the tool items that I have, you can only take 2 pictures. It's front and back. They're in a little placard card. Yeah. You can only take 2 pictures. So it's less work, but then those are $5.99 items.
If you can find 100 of them, and that you could do it, you could actually put 100 new items on your store in less than a couple hours. So that's why I keep saying I do think I have a bunch of stuff like that already that I want to work through. If I ran across at a sale like a whole box of sockets that were still on the cards, I would definitely pick them up and try to sell them, even though they're only maybe lot them together or do something like that. But predominantly, we need to move beyond that. Otherwise, we're just going to spin our wheels forever.
Right. You and I were talking about our average sale last time, and we really do. I've been looking at that and listening to some others, and what I am hearing to really make a living, the average person who is doing this full time's average sale nets them around $20 to $25. That's their average sale. And now they got smalls, they got bigs, they got everything, but their average sale price is around $25, and that's the average net sale. So that's after fees, that's after all that. So, and if you think about it, you and I were talking about the numbers, getting where we want to get based on our average selling price right now, or average net price right now. I mean, we would already have to be doing it full time, 12 hours a day,
just to get there.
Yeah, just to get there, and we can't afford to do that. So we've got to get that average sale price up as well. But you're right, we've got to sell through the inventory we've got, and do that.
So when I am sourcing, which I'm trying not to do, but if I do go looking, I'm looking for higher dollar stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's, now if you're just starting out, I think you need to do what we've done. I think you need to buy more items cheaper and work your way up. So, in other words, take your items. You can buy a ton of items for $1 that sell for $5. So you buy them because you only got so much money you want to invest. You want to buy 100 items at $1, spend $100 that sell for $5. You're going to make 500. Then take that and begin investing in higher dollar items there because you're not going to sell all 100 right away. You're just not. But you can take where you've got 10 sales
Yeah.
that you're selling for $5, $50, and buy one or two items for $10 or that sell for 25 or 30. So, there's that transition. Problem is,
Plus,
Ben's and I just like a bunch of little stuff.
yeah. Well, and the other thing is, I've stuck with what I have, and I was buying lower stuff because it seems to sell quicker. But maybe it doesn't. It might just be a fallacy of mine. But I wanted to get myself to 1,000 items sold, and then really start looking at it. I'm close to that now.
And I'm over the hump, ladies and gentlemen, and tracking down 100 items sold, which is honestly, from what I've been reading, first year, because I'm getting ready to come up on my first year coming in September. So I'm what? So I'm a little over a halfway, in my first year. And what I read on eBay is that most first eBay sellers, the average is around 50 items, and I'm already past that sold. So um, they say that your first year is about 50 items sold. I'm tracking down 100, so doing a whole lot better than the average first time seller, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. Every little bit helps, right? So I agree. And yeah, I don't think this is working very well. So we're gonna probably have a very short podcast this week.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
you're
but we're
you're
trying.
you're
So
getting fuzzy.
I got so then so I at this place and it came with an umbrella. I go to put the umbrella in and it's broken. The screw was broke off the bottom. So when I went to put it, just stick it in the dirt, it flew away. So I ran to Walmart and bought a little like twisty thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it still blew away. I'm like, yeah. And then other people's umbrellas are just sitting there. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So apparently, I'm not skilled with putting umbrellas in anything other than drinks.
Are you tilting the spin thing into the wind?
No, I'm just trying to put it in the ground.
No, 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 no. You got to screw the thing at an angle so that the umbrella is focused into the wind.
All right, I'll try that tomorrow and see how that works.
Yeah, yeah. Try that. See how that works. It should work a whole lot better because you want the wind blowing it down into the little spin thingy rather
Instead
than
of blowing it
trying
out.
to lift it out of the thing. Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
the other thing is the best tent that we have found is the one that's got the little legs that you can put sand in the pockets down at the bottom. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
like pull down.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw those, but I don't have one, so I'm going with my umbrella. Umbrella, 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 umbrella. Whatever.
what are you trying? You trying to do? What is it? That song from years ago,
Yeah,
Ella, Ella, Ella. Yeah. We won't talk about who sings that because I know, unfortunately.
yeah.
Which brings up another interesting thing: music. So we hear. Let's talk about this right quick. You talk a lot about VHS tapes
Mm-hmm.
and DVDs. Well, what about like tapes and CDs? I tried to sell some tapes and they didn't sell at all, so I just took them off. But is tapes? I mean, that might be something we want to put on our what is it? Picker
Picker,
pass.
yeah,
Um,
it definitely is a picker pass, but from what I understand and what I've seen, heavy metal tapes sell very well, and that's about it. I don't see anybody else touting anything other than heavy metal. For some reason, that genre of tape, those people still use cassettes and collect them.
hmm.
Um, old like Lawrence Welk, just leave it alone. Old pop. I have some tapes. I put them in sets. I tried to sell them individually. They weren't worth worth like $2 or $3 a piece. So I put them in sets of 12 and
Okay.
rounded them up, sold them for $20. sold like 3 out of the 15 that I did, so I probably won't mess with tapes again.
Well, I was kind of curious about that. That is something maybe we want to do for pick or pass. So I'm sorry I brought that up, ladies and gentlemen. We will research that a little bit more and come up with that a little bit. Now let's talk right before so I know we're trying to keep this short tonight because everything, but you had an interesting one you brought to me. There was a bunch of watches and cufflinks and all that this past week that you had come across, and we
Yeah.
talked about it. And I told you, I said, there's a couple in there that's kind of strange to me, a couple of pocket watches. I said, I'd watch these. I said, but we really don't have enough information. I said I wouldn't go more than 80 to $100.
Yeah.
And you bid up to 100.
101, and then it
And
ended up going for like 128.
$128. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It was a nice, pretty decent set, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was it was like I think I could have made money on it, but it was $5 stuff, right? So it probably had
Well,
like 20 pocket watches and then a bunch of other stuff. So
I think you could have made money on it too. I don't think at $128, then
yeah,
you got your taxes and your shipping and all that stuff. It's probably going to be around 135, 140 once you do that.
yeah,
And without being able to, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, there was some in there that I kind of recognized as pocket watches, and I was like, Benz, those look, but without being able to see the face on them, I can't tell you anything much about them other than they look like what I'm thinking. And so if they had turned out to be, I went back and looked when you sent it to me as closed. If they had turned out to be the ones that I was thinking, then just off the pocket watches, and a lot of them were just small, cheap trinket type pocket watches, but estimated value, but around $300 for the whole lot.
yeah.
Now that sounds great, but first of all, the ad didn't say they were all working. In fact, it said untested. So that's a general indication that they're probably not working.
Yeah.
And two, they didn't take pictures of the faces, so we couldn't confirm that they were what they were. I think Ben's did the best thing. He bid to what we knew we could recoup, or what he knew he could recoup, and then he walked away.
I did buy a few African art statues and stuff from. I did buy that this week. I'm digging those. I've been selling them pretty good for 20 to 40.
Let's hold that. Let's talk about that on our next episode of Pick or Pass,
Bigger pack.
because
Maybe we'll have
that.
to do that this weekend because I don't think we should do it here.
No, I don't think so either. And you don't have any, show and tell items. And
Visual aids. I know. I got in trouble by Mike. Mike said, "Hey, bummer you didn't have your visual aids."
hey, Mike. We need to have Mike on one night. We need to try to arrange
To
that.
be on, but I'll ask him.
Come on, Mike. You can get on here, man. Who would be the three? What is it?
Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Was that what it was? The Three Amigos instead of the Three Musketeers.
No,
yeah.
Three Musketeers. That's different. Three Amigos. Steve Martin, Martin Short.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was it? Chevy Chase, maybe.
I think it was. Yeah, it was Chevy Chase. It was Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase. That's a great movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
If you've not ever seen that, go watch it. It's absolutely hilarious. It's even more hilarious since I've gotten older because when it came out, I was a kid.
You didn't understand it.
I didn't understand every bit of it. Now
Yeah.
I understand every bit of it, and it's how this world hilarious. Like I said,
I
it's
have
funny
seen
when
it.
I was a kid.
I probably
You
should
find
rewatch
that one in a sealed. I bet that's worth something.
Probably. Actually, I was looking at. There were some really good sealed ones on Goodwill. The Omen horror movies, because that's what you really want to find. They usually start at $14.99 and then go to like maybe $16.99 before the thing's over. And it went over like $200. There was 2 movies in there. I forget what they were, but they were worth about $200 for those 2 movies. That's if they're they are
Wow.
sealed, but you couldn't see the watermarks. So if the watermarks aren't there and they've been resealed, they're not worth anything. It was too much money for me to take a chance on. So
And see, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are things that we're going to continue to cover. I watched our Pick or Pass episode. I thought it was really good.
the Pick or Pass episodes are doing better than the regular podcast.
Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now.
I don't know.
Um,
I mean, they must have a wider scope on YouTube. I don't know the other one.
Right.
The audio get about the same.
I really enjoyed the picker pass, and I enjoyed these as well, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we need to see. I mean, Mike's been listening to us a long time. We value his feedback.
A lot of podcasts do comment of the week. We don't really get enough comments, so give us a comment so we can start doing comment of the week. If you're out there listening, I know we have like 25 people listening.
Yeah, send us a comment. We'd love to, or send us a question. I
Yeah,
mean, I'd love to do a Q&A session. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it. Like I said, I've only been coming up my first year. I can tell you a lot of things not to do.
yes, and you
For
learn that
sure.
first. So, well, and that's the other thing, right? So we're still learning, and if you're out there and you know something that you could help us, you drop us a line.
Well, and if
So,
you can help
it's fun.
us, it's going to help all the listeners. And here's the thing: the beauty about this community is it's all about helping each other. It's not just if you're really in the community, it's not about just look at me, flashy, flashy. It's hey, let's help each other. So because believe it or not, resellers buy from other resellers too. It's
Yeah,
crazy. I mean,
got
and
to support each other. Yeah,
right. And if I've got some items, once my store goes back on, if you're listening and you're a reseller, and I've got some items that you're like, hey, I think I could do better selling that than you, make me a fair offer, and I'll take it. Maybe we'll just make a trade swap because there are certain items that Ben's does much better selling because his followers at his store, would
yeah,
prefer those items, and there's things that I do better selling, and I don't mind swapping with other resellers. I don't have a problem with it at all, as long as it's a fair swap. I mean, let's don't try to gouge one another, but we make a fair swap, fair trade. You know, I'm getting ready to send the hats that I've got. I'm getting ready to mail them to Ben's because apparently nobody wants to buy hats from me, and yet he probably, I guarantee you, if you took the hats that I have, which are very good quality, and put them in Ben's store. In fact, I'd almost make a bet on them that if you put them in Ben's store, they would be sold within 30 to 60 days. Easy. Maybe
yeah.
before that.
Well, send me them and we'll do a test and see.
Let's do it. See. And we'll get we'll do wait till you get home back from your
Yeah,
vacation.
I got it.
Um,
Yeah, so do have something that delivered it's sitting on my porch. Hopefully, it don't rain. I bought 34 VHS seal, and it was some special thing where Ithaca, New York, I think it was, where they videotaped all the houses for Christmas. So it's all the houses
mm,
for Christmas, um, and then there's music playing behind it. They're on eBay. I mean, yeah, they're on eBay selling sealed for about $20 a piece. Um, and I bought 34 of them for $7.99 plus shipping. I ended up paying like $14 shipping, so like $20. So there's
hey,
possibly
but
a little bit of money there.
yeah, that's a good return.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able. I don't know if there's 34 people looking for it, but I can go out there and drop them in at $12.99, be underneath what everybody else is, have less than $1 a piece in them, and pay. I'm gonna pay the shipping. I'll end up making $10 a piece. Another $10 item, but
Did you freeze again?
seems like it. We're both like constantly like, what's going on? What?
Yeah,
Broke.
I don't know. I don't know how reliable
Well,
your
yeah,
cell phone
30
signal
minutes.
is.
This will end up being like a short one, but I'm on vacation. We didn't want to not put anything out. Joel's redoing his store, and I'm recycling my stuff right now. Hey, stay tuned. June 1st, we'll have more content,
Yeah, we're
compelling content.
getting ready to relaunch, rebrand, redevelop the store.
Then we're going to come
I,
up with a goal and how much we're going to sell by the end of the year, and then we'll talk about how close we are to the goal every week.
right,
Um,
sound like a winner. And we're going to continue doing pick or pass, ladies and gentlemen, because it's awesome. I really like that.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And we
we
would
just got
do one
to.
this week, but there's no way. This internet's bogging down.
Well, I
Getting
don't
off.
think we should do a pick or pass every week. Maybe every other week, just so we don't want to wear it out.
I say wear it out.
Okay, wear it out.
Not this week.
I'll tell you what. You guys who are listening,
You tell us.
comment and tell us if you would rather have a pick or pass every week or every other week. Probably gonna come back and say we'd rather you do pick or pass than this one.
Yeah, get rid of the podcast. Just do pick or pass.
Yeah,
What?
just do pick and
No,
pass.
no, my baby. Pocket pals. Come on. Don't be like that. Baby, baby,
Oh
baby.
my
I
goodness.
didn't mean. All right. Again, thank you guys for coming and wasting a half hour with us. This has not been the best content, but we will get better. Probably. Maybe not. Who knows?
Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We know this one's a little short compared to our normal broadcast, but it is, we do want to be respectful of each other's time on vacation and make sure, though, that we're still taking care of you guys and also making sure that we have a proper internet tools, everything. And we can't always dictate where we're at for vacation and what kind of internet they have. But we do enjoy doing this for you guys, and so we do it here. We're going to keep it short. We're going to go ahead and sign off here so Ben's can get back to his vacation, and I can get ready for work tomorrow. Yay! Because I
All
don't
right.
do eBay full
Enjoy
time.
yourself. Enjoy yourself getting ready for work.
Thanks.